I'm going to skip question 7 and catch that in the next video once we've learned shapes in class. Question 8. So you've got 20 pieces of gum, gave away this many pieces. He has this many pieces of gum and gave away twice as many as she did. How many pieces of gum did they give away if they had the same number of gum to begin with? Now, probably the only key word up here that says, aha, I know what I'm doing, is this word right here. That means equal. Doesn't that mean there's something on this side? There's an equal here and there's something on this side. Isn't that an equation with an x? And isn't that equation with an x? And can't you put that in y1 and can't you put that in y2? Or play triangle circle? True. So this one word should have gave you a lot of information. So here we go. So this is Julie. I'll put J. She has 20 pieces of gum. What happens when you give stuff away? Minus x. Pretty simple. What about the other kid? C. He has 35 pieces of gum, gave away twice as many as Julie. What does twice mean? Times 2. What did Julie do? She did x. So that's 2x. So you're going to get 20 minus x equals 35 minus 2x. We can solve it by hand or we can solve it with the calculator. So I took the time to write out the calculator directions really quick. So review those. You would go to the calculator. I'm in the y1, y2 equation. You're going to type all of this left in y1. You're going to type that in y2. Then you're going to go set the windows. Let me get that to play better. To negative 100, positive 110. Then you would push the graph and look at that cute picture. And then we'll continue on. Let me get mine set. All right, so I went back and typed it in. So there's the 20 minus the x, and there's the 35 minus 2x. And by the way, always use x. I changed my window to hundreds, negative 100, positive 110. Remember, from the scale factor to these is 1 0 less. I'm going to go ahead and push graph. Ta-da! There's my graph. And I already pushed that a while ago, in case you're wondering. Then I'm going to do second trace to calculate. I'm going to push 5 for intersection, and I'm going to push 3 enters. 1, 2, 3. X equals 15. And if you notice, that's choice H. Now I can do it by hand. So let's look at that. Wouldn't that be a circle? Wouldn't that be a triangle? That's a circle, and that's a triangle. When you cross the bridge, change the sign. So I need the circles to be on, I kind of like them on the right, and I like the triangles on the left. So I need this to come over here. So what's plus 2x plus 2x? That's a 0. Isn't there a 1 right there? What's negative 1 plus positive 2x? Yeah, if they're different, don't you subtract them and keep the sign of the bigger? What's 2 minus 1? 1, and it is positive. And I need this 20 to go to the other side. Minus 20, minus 20. What's 35 minus 20? 15. Ta-da! That's actually faster. But if you make any kind of mistakes, then that's more accurate. You got to pick your battle. I kind of like doing this, then I like checking my work. Better safe than sorry. Question 9's got you doing lateral surface area, and I'm going to skip this question. We haven't covered it in class. You did that last year. Question 10, we've covered this one. So you've got a rotation of 180. What do you know about rotation? What do you know about rotation? So write that out. So I stopped the video and I wrote up my pattern for you. So I've got flip, don't flip, 1, 2, 1. Remember, flip the pattern, don't flip the pattern, flip the pattern. First one negative, 2 negative, last one's negative. You got 90, 180, 270, 90, 180, 270. Counterclock over here, clock over there. I also took the time to write out congruency. Congruency fails which one? Dilation, because if you get big to small and small to big, that's not staying the same size. And congruent means equal, and a diet will fail. Orientation, you get the RE for reflect. Reflection is going to fail. So at least you have this knowledge. Remember, it's a brain dump. All right, what else you got? So the sums of the angles of this is 180 less than the sums of this angle if you rotate it. So if you turned this lovely marker, the angles change. Well, that's pretty cool. So I could change, make it, do a couple of circles myself and change. I like that. No, next. This one is not congruent to that one. Well, not congruent means it failed congruent. Did rotation fail anything? Dilation and reflection failed because they failed congruency and he failed orientation. Did rotation fail anything? No. So that's out. This thing is less area than that. So if I rotate me so many degrees, I can have less area. Well, who needs a diet when you can make circles, right? Wishful thinking. Next one. The angles of this one are equal to the angles of that one. Yeah, they are. Because if I turn circles and I still weigh the same, I might be dizzy, but I definitely have the same weight, unfortunately. Next. Alrighty, I'm on question 11. You got this graph thing going on. It looks pretty nice. Hey, what do you know about that graph? Maybe y equals mx plus b. Who's m? Slope. Who's slope? Meow. You know, lots of y'all could tell me meow. Then you have no clue what that means, and that's useless. What does the m stand for? Oh, I don't know. Maybe the m. That's a real hard one. There's each. Cost of one. And then work hard and your kitty will purr. If you can't keep up with this, then don't bother remembering meow, because that's nothing. That's an acronym for these words. If you don't remember these, don't bother with this. Continuing, and isn't that bee? Isn't that a yellow bumblebee? Isn't that the y-axis, maybe? Maybe. Next. Wouldn't the bee cross the y-axis? So isn't this the y? So isn't this number right here the b? Is that number right there an 8 or a negative? I think it's a negative. So it's either this one or it's this one. Now, I took the time and I typed them both in. So there they are. So I'm going to let them graph. So pay attention. The first one is the first one. The second one's the second one. Here we go. I wonder what my window is. Oh, that's way too big. We better change that. -10, +10, 1. -10, +10, 1. It's a good thing I can type fast. All right, let's go. There's the first one. There's the second one. Which one is it? So this one that was low is the first one I typed in, and that would be B. And then this is the second one I typed in. It looks like to me it's really steep and it gets really close, and it's not crossing way over here. I think it's this one, and I know it is, sorry. It's this one here, and that was the first one I typed in, which is choice B. I didn't type in all four. Now, if you want to, you can, but I didn't need to, and I didn't need to, and the answer is B. Alrighty, so here's question 12. You got $5,000 retirement, 9% compound interest. The employee makes no additional deposit withdrawals. Which amount's closest to the interest you can take home in 5 years? Now, what do you remember about all that interest besides the fact it was hard? That's what I remember too. Don't you think compound interest would be important? Where do you think I got this fancy formula from? Yep, the formula chart. It's on the bottom. Now, I took the time to write it out, and I actually wrote it the way I would type it in, carrot top. I know, pretty smart, right? By the way, we're using a TI-83 Plus calculator. Now, what does A stand for? A stands for all your money, all of it. Careful. What is P? P is the money the principal gave you because she loves you. Parenthesis. What is 1? Like $1. Yep, $1. That's a plus sign. R, that's the percent rate. So look for the little symbol and you'll find the little number. And by the way, you divide by 100 if you don't know. Carrot top, and that's in years. What if it's in months? Then it can't be. That has to be in years. Divide by 12 if it's in months. So let's start playing. We're going to put $5,000. Probably not in A, probably here. So 5,000. So you have $5,000 to play with. Parenthesis, put your dollar down. Plus, find the interest rate. So I'm going to check that off. 9%. Now, that's 9 divided by 100. How many of you know that's 0.09? You know what? You could just write 0.09. What if you don't know? You do 9 divided by 100 because we don't have time for wrong. Caret, that's by the little pi button in case you're wondering. How many years are you going to leave it there? 5. So, equals A. And what does A stand for? All my money. Because if you don't know what A stands for, you're not going to make an A on this paper. So I'm going to stop this, type that in. I typed it in. There's my 5,000. Parenthesis, my dollar. I know 9% is 9 cents, so 0.09. Parenthesis, caret 5. Woohoo, there's my answer. The only saving grace is that answer is not listed. This is all your money. All. Now, did you earn all that money? No. Who put the 5,000 in the bank? You did. So, if A stands for, well, I done forgot that number, 7693 point, I'm going to call that 12 cents. Mode float too would be nice too. If this is all the money in the bank, Don't you need to subtract the $5,000 you put in the bank? You know, you could have borrowed that from somebody and might need to return that. So wouldn't this be minus 5,000 to figure out how much you actually earned? Because you didn't earn the 5,000. You had the 5,000. So take the 5,000 out and it's 2693. 0.12 cents again. Hey, look at there. Choice J. Remember that A? That's all the money. I have a feeling you're going to need to subtract. Now, what's the chances you would have to subtract this numbers? Almost 100% chance. There's no way they're not going to let you get away with that. You're going to have to subtract. Be prepared. Next. What are you going to call this? Hopscotch. What does that mean? Don't you go from here to here to here to here the same? Or don't you do 27, this one's 127, this one's 127, this one's 127? That's pretty cool. And if this one's 79, this one's 79, and this one's 79, and this one's 79? Alrighty, let's see which one statement is true. Now, I have a feeling the X one's going to be something important because that might be what they're asking. The value of X is 79. Could be. The value of X is 101. No. The value of X is greater than 90. No, it's 79. X is 11. Yeah, right. Answer is A. Cute. So, all right, this is question 14. You got a hot air balloon at the ground level. It rises at a constant rate. Now, that might be something important. And then after 5 seconds, it's at 20 feet. And then the balloon continues to rise at the same rate till it, disappears. What is the relationship in seconds and the height of the balloon? My strategy would be write my own because this could be really confusing. So let's just do our own. Hey, right here's a nice place. I'm going to put an X. I'm going to put a Y. I'm going to say, and didn't they say 5 seconds, the height, and then 20 feet? And how do you know which one is X anyway? I bet you could cheat here. Let's see here. The table shows seconds is X. So maybe these are the seconds. And then it says Y is the feet. So these are the feet. They always tell you that kind of stuff. You've got to read it. So what did it say? 5 seconds, 20 feet. What would 5 more seconds look like? Well, add 5 to this, double it. So wouldn't that be 10 seconds? How tall would it be now? If at 5 it's at 20, wouldn't 10 be 40? Hey, what if you double that? If 10 doubles to 20, wouldn't that be 80? By the way, I'm just multiplying by 2. 5 times 2 is 10. 10 times 2 is 20. 20 times 2 is 40. 40 times 2 is 80. And where did I pick 2 from? Because I know how to multiply by 2. Start matching this with your table. 5 should be 20, right? Well, if 10 is 2, here's your 20. 20 is at 5. No. 20 is at 80. No. 10 says 40. I'll take 10 as 40. My 20 says 80. That says 60. I don't like that one. H is out. What about G? 10 should be 40. That's not 40. Out. 10 should be 40. 20 should be 80. And if you multiply by 2, what's 20 times 2? Wouldn't that be 40? What's 80 times 2? 160. Well, there's my 160. I like J. What was my strategy? Make my own, because this gets too confusing and then I completely lost my thought. Next one. You've seen this question enough, you could write it yourself. What does rational numbers and irrational numbers have in common? Nothing. Answer is A. They have nothing in common. What is the strategy we use in class? Never write in red ink, really. Never write in red, this is their own team, ink, and there's the world, really. Rational and irrational have nothing in common. 0, 0, 0. Nothing in common. And by the way, if you wanted to read these, all natural numbers are whole numbers. All whole numbers are integers. All integers are rational. And by the way, all of these numbers are real. By the way, so is irrational. Natural, whole, integer, rational, irrational, real. Next. I'm short on time, so I'm going to hurry. Do you see this 15 toys in the toy box and 2 new toys every week? What's another word for every? Would that word be per? What did we say to write on per? X. So won't that be 2x plus 15 equals Why? Catch the next video.